everyone, how is it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today, what are we doing today? We are awake at 4 p.m. Pretty rare for me. I've altered my schedule a bit at work in order to play PFC Spring League. So, it is 82 degrees right now. Unbelievable, actually. Thankfully, we're not getting severe weather, but it is very windy, and we're going to play Washington. So, to recap a little bit before we hop into the league round here, I have my cart, I have my phone mount, all that, so we'll be able to get some videos at league. Played a tournament last weekend, the Bash at Wildlife. I've previously won that tournament, I think like 4 times, 3 in a row, then I think I took a gap and won again, something like that. But now Adrian has won it twice in a row. Adrian is a very solid player in the area. Other 1,000 rated player besides me. However, I'm about to lose my 1,000 rated status, unfortunately. I had 24 unforced errors in that tournament. I'd say it's mostly my fault overall is why these things are occurring. My job, it does allow me time to play. It's not nearly as convenient as before when I worked for Plastic Addicts. But I do have the time to play. Just a mixture of, like, I guess being sick here and there, the weather not being great, and just bad timing, you know? Maybe a little laziness too for me. I need to get out and play more. Fact of the matter. I shot a 2 over my first round, and then a 4 down in my second round, and I lost by 7. The second round had an honest capability of being... Sorry, I'm driving. Had an honest capability of being like -14 or something. Like, that's not just like blowing, you know, just like... That's not even being super optimistic. That's actually being reasonable. I think if I capitalize on my unforced errors and then get a couple bonuses, which I was definitely positioned for, it would be about a -14, maybe -15 tops. Then you look at it as you just capitalize on the mistakes that you shouldn't make generally at a player of my skill level, and I have a free 10 down or 11 down. Like, it's absolutely free. So it's very unfortunate. The 2 down was just kind of me getting unfortunate breaks the whole round, sort of thing like that. I even have my card just saying, like, man, this is like the roughest thing they've ever watched as far as like just getting simply unlucky. Tons of rollaways and all that stuff, spit outs, just, you know, you name it. I was playing on Chain Stars, so you can't expect the best out of those. But yeah, so that's what happened in that tournament. Thankfully, I birdied the very last hole to tie for second, so got some money. But of course I like money, but like, winning is everything to me. I love winning. So there's a wrap up on that. Sorry that it was a stinker. And now let's warp over to Washington and play some disc golf, some doubles, PFC Spring League. Let's get it. Here we are at Washington. As you can see, it's very windy on this day. As Tyler throws a shot there, I'm going to throw my matrix and some tail cross left to right. We get the nice little zoom in picture there. You can tell it doesn't ever want to come back, but nuzzles up there by the basket. And Tyler taps in R2. On hole 10, this was like a heady right to left. It just slammed down my anode. Next, Tyler's flicking like a Firebird, I think. And it looks really good from the tee. But we find out it's pretty long. A little shot from Josh here. Josh and Donald were our competitors within our card here. And this is doubles. And lastly, we have Donald here. There's a low shot, gets it turned over to something more overstable than mine. It skips up there nicely. There you see Tyler just misses a little bit. And I also miss just wide. Tyler here throws a flick. This hole's roughly 270 feet. I'm throwing a fireball here. Put it nice and high because his didn't really want to fade, so I'm trying to get over to the right. There we go. Nice putt from Josh. Nice cleanup from Tyler. Barely made it, but who's counting? Here we had a really strong, what felt like headwind, but it ended up being right to left. So Donald throws a nice shot there.
Where's throwing, Josh? As Josh misheard me there, but now you know what he's throwing. You can see if you don't get your disc all the way over, it really wants to pull. And it's going to be hard to tell, but if you look at the left side of your screen there, he goes across the path.
Nah, look at it.
Here's Tyler throwing a Halo Destroyer. Also doesn't quite get it over, but luckily hits the tree and keeps us in bounds. That lets me throw an overstable Octane and just go really hard at it, and unfortunately, I almost killed the people in the next tee-pad. I threw it 500 feet, it just went out of bounds.
I threw out of bounds. Here we are.
There's me telling you that. Alright, you can tell here, I think Tyler's showing it justice. Look at the wind. It's really just manipulating the flight of the disc there. I think it's nice and close though.
Alright, so
it's kind of hard to
I'm
tell.
gonna take a fairway
I'm talking
driver.
about throwing a fireball just full send at the basket because it's so windy. And my attempt is terrible. I'm only back in circle 4 at 120 feet. There's a little bit of a yank with the runway. This hole is not very far. I don't know. And Tyler parked it, but I didn't get it on video. Here is a Panic 330-foot hole, I believe, just around the pine tree. As you watch Tyler tap in our birdie. This hole, I believe, is 350 downhill as I'm pointing at it. The basket's right on a creek edge, but it's just a beautifully shaped sidearm shot. And he puts one close. And tells me I better not leave it short, so we're pulling out the Panic, or the Nitro, sorry. And this was a very good ace run. And I even ended up being just a little bit closer. Bonus shot from Josh here. He also fillets the line, just as Tyler and I did. And ends up going a little bit deeper into the creek back there. So as they're determining if he's in or out, I'm just going to tap in this birdie real quick and get out of there. 16 is 315 feet, or maybe it's like 296, as I'm just struggling, falling through water and mud puddles and all that. I think my runway a little deep. And Tyler solves this off a bit. But with the tree being gone, my runway actually ended up further away. So there's Tyler for his solo birdie. 17 is, I think, 560 feet-ish. And it's a par 4. Pretty simple. Threw my Panic pretty hard there. The wind just kind of pushed it down. It could be down there around pin high. Probably an upper 400-foot shot. Ooh, caught the hat. Didn't make the putt. So Tyler's actually really good at throwing in these zones. He's just a little low there. Yeah. Here's 18. I think it's like 315 also, just over 300 feet. He looks for the sidearm. I'm going to elect for my favorite route, the hyzer between the top right shelf. There's a lot of tailwind here, so I'm throwing this very high. And I pushed it hard enough to where it tombstoned about 2 inches into the ground. And there's Josh showing you how to throw the sidearm nicely.
Good shot, Josh.
Alright, Josh from his sidearm drive, and here's myself from my tombstone drive. There's a nice mud moment from my disc. So I thought we had left to right here. Tyler's disc indicates that it further gave me evidence that there's left to right. But then I throw a trace right here, and I almost bust the car window out because it did not turn over. Misread the wind a bit there. Hole 2, just about 300 feet as well, maybe like 290. Throwing a runway here on a hyzer. Making the hole play a little bit further, but it's more comfortable. And it was into somewhat of a headwind, so. Here's Tyler on the normal play with the sidearm. You see a little lightning flash in the background there. We've been getting so many storms here in Illinois. Josh with a quick little jump putt there. Here's myself tapping in a little birdie. Hole 3, once again, just over 300 feet.
Hold it.
Low ceiling-ish because of those pines. He throws that to about 30 feet. They talked me into a sidearm, even though I hate it. A little bit short arm. I'm disgusted and get wrecked. But Tyler converts on the birdie. Hole 4, 270-ish feet. Throwing a nice, real high nose-up forehand with the Nitro here. And I gave it a good ace run.
After tornado's gone, they'll come back.
There's Donald, probably throwing like a criminal or something. He seems to like these overstable discs, and he likes to manipulate the angles.
Pretty good. It's like 30.
And Josh just off the band. Now we have myself and a tailwind 30-footer. Almost knifed it through, but we converted. So I walked that in a bit for some reason. All right, downhill 270 feet. These holes are all very similar. The basket's right behind
Good
that
shot.
evergreen. It's in our left.
A little deep.
Tyler gets it in for the birdie there. This basket was so hard to see. Tyler's probably throwing a fairway driver because I told him my runway just hung out to the right and was a little short. We're dealing with a pretty severe headwind here. And he's just a little low. And boom, nice little jumper. We were just about 35 feet there. Josh with another good putt. Here we are on hole 7. 200 and probably 75 feet again. He throws a nice sidearm there. Looks pretty close. I throw an inwood here, trying to combat the wind that is somewhat of a left to right, and it shoves me down, parked. And Josh is going to throw a fairway driver of sorts, and skip it right to the basket. And there's our birdie. So Tyler told me we need a birdie this hole, so I threw my Envy here, 285 feet, I believe, slightly uphill. Envy goes a little bit long, uncomfortably. Tyler's probably throwing a fairway driver, maybe a driver. His sidearm isn't super strong.
What is that? Stop looking. Sit.
And he puts us to about 30.
We got realistic putts.
Yeah, maybe a little closer. Catch
Nice putt.
All right, so there was Washington Park doubles, PFC, all that good stuff. Very windy. Ended up having tornado warnings right after league. Who would have thought? It's like the third time this week. But we shot a 16 down, which is a 40, tied for first place. I didn't really say in the end of that video, but Tyler said we needed a birdie because we were tied and they had one more hole, we had one more hole. So it worked out. Definitely a good draw, though. Tyler's like a 9-7 rated player, so we made a good team, and we played good doubles golf too. Nothing crazy. It felt good to get out there in the wind. It's so nice to wear shorts and just a t-shirt and just actually feel my fingertips on the putter. I loved it. So guys, that's all I have for this week. I don't know what I was trying to say there. That's all I have this week for you guys. I'll probably film league at the very least every week and then see what's happening. It's about to be morale season here. I'm going to go hard at that a bit. And the tournament for Kendall Lake this weekend filled up on me, kind of snuck up and filled on me. So I don't mind having a weekend off of disc golf tournament action. You guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks to my sponsors, MVP and Paragon, and I will see you guys in the next one.